Well, school is out for the summer, but school districts are busy at work figuring out this year's budget. News 8's Madeline O'Neill has an update from the state on public funding.
Lisa, the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction released their state aid estimates for this upcoming school year earlier this week. Of the additional $120 million total coming from the state this year over last year, about $2.7 million is expected to end up in La Crosse County. Here's a look at how the money will likely be divvied up and what it means for the districts. This time of year, it's the school staff crunching numbers rather than students.
You'd think that with the school year starting on July 1st, we've already started the fiscal year, but yet that's really the start of the budget.
State aid estimates from the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction help districts balance their budgets.
What the state aid tells us is what portion of the total funding is the state going to share in the cost for the upcoming years.
That's actually the best thing for the taxpayers, because as those dollars go up and as the state increases their contribution in general aid, what it would generally mean is that the local tax assessment would go down by that same amount.
This year's report shows the 5 districts in La Crosse County. Bangor, Holmen, La Crosse, Onalaska, and West Salem could all receive more state aid than last year. At about 7%, Onalaska School District came out with the biggest projected increase.
It comes down to numbers of students. We have, in this past year, we added about 30 resident students. In addition to that, we added 14 students through the statewide voucher program.
La Crosse School District Superintendent Randy Nelson says the equation determining the funding can get a bit more complicated and takes several variables into account, like student enrollment and property value.
It's a two-page spreadsheet with 30, 40 different variables inside of it. Very, very complex.
Whatever number comes out, it's still subject to change.
It seems like a lot of money, but when you talk about putting it inside of a larger $100 million budget, it's a small piece of that. It's an important piece, but it's a small piece, and it's very likely to change by the time we get to approving a final budget.
As mentioned, these numbers are just an estimate and help school districts with the planning process.
When do those final aid numbers actually arrive?
Schools will know exactly how much funding they're getting this October.
All right, thanks so much, Madeline.